Welcome to today's episode of TalkNRoll with Hawk and the Captain. Today we have metal band. These guys, I just found them when they reached out to us. I was listening to them today. They really kick ass. They are BREKSIR. Tell us about yourselves, guys.
Well, hey guys. Well, we're BREKSIR, as you said it, and yeah, thank you for the chance, man. It's been great. We were kind of excited about it. We were really excited about it, and well, as you said, we're a metal band. We're currently located in Mexico, so we are living here. We're having some shows here, and well, there's still a long story to come here. I don't know, basically what you want to hear. Or
we love hearing where the band came from, your influences, all that fun stuff. So,
all right.
How you guys started? What the scene is like around you out there?
I don't get to start with the scene around me, but okay. I don't get to start with shit. But
go ahead and tell us who the band is. Who's all there with you?
All right, man. So let me introduce you to the band real quick. This is my friend Bruno over here, play guitar. So
hello.
This guy's in charge of solos and everything, shredding and all that shit, right? And over here, my friend Jorge over here in drums, making sure we're in tempo, right? Say hi. And over here, we got our friend Beto right here who's doing bass, slapping the bass in the band. And while I'm here, I'm Joe. People call me Joe. I'm running guitar and I'm vocals in the band.
Right. Cool. What part of Mexico are you guys from?
Well, we're from different parts of Mexico. I mean, all of us, I guess. But we're currently located in the city called Laredo. So I'm from Laredo. That's in the border with Texas. These two guys are from here, locals, and
From the center of the
center of the city. Sorry, the country.
Yeah, from Michoacan.
Yeah, Michoacan. Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So, tell us, describe your music to us.
Okay. All right. Well,
Tough ones.
I guess the best description that we can think of would be modern metal. I mean, because we got like different influences. If I talk about myself, about my influences, I mean, I got like different ones. Like Metallica is one of them, like for sure. And Trivium, Amon Amarth. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Orbit Culture. So I'm listening to a lot of modern metal combined with classic thrash and classic Metallica and stuff like that. But that's me. I mean, these guys bring other influences. So yeah, we're gonna edit that. So yeah. Anyway, he was talking.
Yes.
What was the last thing? Yeah. So
Your influences.
So if you hear our EP that's on Spotify, you'll hear a lot of our songs that we will, especially these two guys, two guitarists that sort of started the band way back. You'll hear a lot of old influences, like Joe was saying, Metallica and stuff like that. But as we move forward, we're trying to maybe a little bit more thrash, a little more experimental. We're trying with different time signatures and stuff like that, especially because some of our main influences among drums and me, bass, is stuff like Tool and progressive, prog.
Gojira,
Yeah, and we're trying to get that into our newest material.
Yeah, anything you want?
I think another big influence for me personally would be some like thrash death. My three favorite bands at the moment are Silosis, Revocation, and the Black Dahlia Murder. So these are more like death thrash. And I think we are trying to get that to be more noticed on the newest songs. So I think it's like modern metal would be the best word, because we are combining different stuff.
For sure.
Yeah. That's anything you want to say?
No, that's all.
Yeah, we covered it.
You're asking questions. I'll just hang back.
How long have you guys been together? The four of you, or even if like the band goes further back than that. Like, how did you guys start?
Well, yeah, the two of us here, Bruno and I, we go back. We go way back together. I mean, BREKSIR, as it is today, was actually formed or created
4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah, in 2019, July 2019, actually. So, yeah, I mean, because we struggled a lot to find a drummer,
3 years.
3 years finding it. That's what I'm telling you. Don't get me started in freaking sing on, around us. Because, I mean, we took 3 years to find a drummer. And when we found a drummer, I mean, we had another name, sorry. And we realized that it was kind of hard for people to, learn a name. We were trying different names, and then we got to BREKSIR over here.
No, BREKSIR's awesome. That's a fucking great name. I love single word band names. Because I'm like a Metallica guy. Like, I don't go super Metallica, Pantera. I'm not like a super modern guy. Like, I grew up with bands like Cannibal Corpse and Devil Driver and stuff. But
Okay.
I love single word band names, and BREKSIR is metal as fuck, bro. Like, right on. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's perfect. Don't lose it. Don't get rid of it. Use
Don't
it
let
forever.
anybody take it from
Fuck
you,
yeah.
man. Make sure you get that shit nailed down.
It's a great name.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny when Hawk talks about bands, and he's the guy who loves the old stuff. I'm the oldest one in the room. I'm the one who's like, you know what? I need to try all this other stuff. So
Yeah, he's more I'm just it's a bad. I'm a very open-minded person about everything except like music. I mean, I don't judge anybody or anything, but when someone's like, you should check this out, I'm like, okay, and then I just kind of never get around to it. And I listen to the same, I've been listening to the same Pantera playlist for like 6 months, just over and over again.
Okay.
That's me though. I mean, I'm kind of fucked up in the head.
Yeah, and I totally get that part. I mean, sometimes I'm listening to the same playlist over and over again until I'm like, okay, it's time to get somewhere new or revisit some oldies, and things that I haven't been hearing, I haven't been listening to in a while. Then I go back to that, but I understand that feeling, totally.
So it took you a few years to get a drummer, which I totally get. That's kind of what ended up killing my momentum in high school when I was trying to be a rock star. So you guys find the drummer. It starts to what? Cohese, stick together and start to work out. And when do you guys start writing and have enough to put something down on wax, like an EP? How was that process?
Well, yeah, I mean, it took 3 years. That was, I mean, it was amazing that the way we actually connected, we actually, got together and started playing. I mean, we were not expecting it, and that was awesome. The thing that happened after that is we immediately started working. What was good for that, and that resulted in the EP that was like at the gates. That's the EP that's out now, and it came out in January 1st, actually, January 1st, 2021. With 3 singles from the same EP that came out like during 2020, right? September, October, November. So the thing that helped to that was that we actually had songs written, and I mean, Bruno and I used to play in a band like 10 years ago, and I mean, we were bandmates and everything. And I remembered, a few songs that I wrote back in the day, right? That I wrote back in the day, and he did the solos and everything. Of course, he didn't like the solos that he did back then, so he had to create like new ones. You know what that is. So we were like, we just went with that idea, right? I mean, it's like, okay, we got these songs that we wrote, 10 years ago, a few years ago. Why don't we just go back to them, make them better, make them sound better, add new vocal lines or whatever, and then we have our songs, or we have our first material to put out. So then, this guy over here, the drummer, came in, and we're like, okay, we got this songs over here, we got this on the table. Why don't you add your own thing, right? Same thing as we did with him, with Peto, right? I mean, it's like, hey, we got the songs. Why don't you just work on them? And that's what helped us release an EP like that soon. We wanted to do it sooner, but freaking pandemic started, and studios closed, and we couldn't. I mean, actually, I remembered on March 2020. Actually, we booked the studio to record some of the songs from the EP, and the day after we booked them, they told us like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna close the studio because you cannot come. You can't come around." And I'm like, "Oh shit, right? We're gonna have to wait."
Yeah.
So that screwed up a lot, but here we are, I guess.
Well, I'm sitting there listening to you guys a little bit earlier today, and the fact that you guys are telling me that you guys basically got together. I mean, you two, have been together for a while, but that album does not sound like guys who, EP, to just recently got together. But now that you're telling me that, you guys had stuff previously, got together, moved stuff forward, I now I'm figuring it out, because I was like, man, you tell me guys knocked that out that quick and that good in that short a time. But yeah, I was impressed. I'm still impressed, but yeah.
Thanks for saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
what's the live chemistry like then? Yes.
Live?
Live.
When you play.
Like playing up on
Live.
stage and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, so, I mean, actually, that's something that we've we've been working on, because I think of all of us, obviously Joe is sort of like the lead guy who moves around most, and he'll move with Bruno, which is doing, the solos and shredding and all that stuff. And then what I try to do, at least as a bass player, like always go back to the drummer, to Jorge, and just try to groove with him a little bit. Sometimes, and like also really typical stuff, when we have 3 parts with both guitars and bass playing something really similar, we'll have like the 3 of us standing in front of the stage and like, moving
Judas Priest
all
thing.
together.
Yeah, Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
We have our choreography. Yeah.
Awesome.
And well, that's what I try to do. I mean, I don't know these guys, but
I think we have been trying to make it better, because in the first shows we were like very steady, and we were not like moving or like giving it all in the stage. So it's it has been getting better, but it has been getting but it's been how do you say this? It's hard sometimes, because we want to make the show better for the public, for the people, and we sometimes don't have much ideas. So it's like kind of, it's good, but it could be better.
It could always be better, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's got to be a learning experience every time you step on stage. You're going to learn something new, and you're going to keep evolving. And
No.
Start lighting shit on fire and pour blood all over everyone. That's how Kiss does it.
yeah, there you go.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I guess the thing here is like we love playing together. That's for sure. I mean, and I guess the first couple of shows, I mean, you could see it, but you could see that I mean, you could tell these guys haven't been playing together for a while. These guys are new to each other, so they don't know how to react. They don't know how to perform together. Yeah, to perform together. They don't know how to perform together. But we do have fun, and right now that we know each other that much, that we know each other better than before, it's easier to just have fun on stage. It's easier to just have fun and just give it all out. I mean, even at the screw ups, and at the beginning, every time we screwed up, it was hard for us. I mean, right now it's like, it's part of the process. We screwed up, and we just got to take it, right? So we still screw up, and we got to take it. I mean,
but now we can fix this up.
Yeah.
now we can fix it. Like, during the whole transition of the screwing up, like, okay, we're fixing it. We're taking it. Don't let the public know that we are screwing up yet. Yeah.
Dude, Mexico metalheads are fucking another breed, bro. Like, I imagine, shows can be a ton of fun down there. Fuck yeah.
So what's it like touring down there? What's the feel down in Mexico for metal bands?
Okay. So you wanna go first? Because I'm gonna go down.
No.
Okay. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, it's quite new to us because we have been trying to have more shows across the country. We have had a couple of shows already, but it's pretty tired,
Tiring.
tiring because we had a show at Mexico City. I don't know, maybe like 3 months ago, and we had to get there on the same day and get back from there on the same day. So we got here at sunrise, almost like 6 a.m. of the next day. So it's very exhausting, but it's satisfying. But we have had like a couple of shows out of the city, so it's okay. But I think we need more experience.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, dude,
It's
I
quite
think
hard
you guys.
if you don't.
You guys are in the early days, and I think you're gonna have a lot of fun building this. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. You know, the first time you do anything, it's not going to be good, but the next time you do it, it's going to be better than it was the last time. And I think that you'll get to a point where you'll look back on the process and be like, "That was awesome for sure."
Yeah.
So,
100%.
it's all about reps. It does. How are clubs out there? Are they cool with you playing a totally original set? Do they like pressure you into doing covers that people know? Like, how does that go?
Sorry, I you guys are breaking up a little bit, and I couldn't really get that. We can get that.
He asked about the clubs, if they want you to, like, do they mind you doing your own original stuff? Do they want you to do covers? Do they want you to do a mix? Stuff like that.
Okay. Well, clubs don't really mind, on that matter. Clubs don't really mind about that, but it's mostly about what promoters want, or basically what you can offer to the public, or you can offer to.
Oh,
I think we lost him again.
Yeah, it was getting rocked.
Let me switch back over to the other view here. Go to gallery for a few minutes.
Hello again. There
we go. I've switched up here, so we can.
Yeah. We switched it here too, because we thought we were a problem. But anyway, so let's go back to that. Playing clubs here, playing different venues. The thing about that, here in the city where we are right now, we gotta be totally honest. Venues are not the best. Not to say that they suck, but not to say that they.
Then we have less venues.
Every day there are less venues. There was one we played a show back in 2021 after pandemic. Like, that was our first show after pandemic, and it was a good show. There were people there. We had fun, but it was a great one. Actually, the Black Dahlia Murder came to play a show there, and we watched them there. So they closed it down. They closed it down, and they're not open anymore to anyone. So there was another venue, like that was like the local venue. It was called the Black Duck. So everybody, every band here had to play there, and that's been around for years. And this guy, the owner, closed it down to open a rock, I don't know, rape restaurant type of salon in another town, with cover bands, and I was like, fuck that, So every day there are fewer venues to play here, and the ones that allow us to play are not the best, or they're not optimal, for metal bands. They don't have the best, sound, or they're not sound treated, But that's what we got. So to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter if we play covers or originals. What matters is that we actually can have a place to play.
No kidding.
What we do right now. Sorry.
No, are you guys? Is this like your full time gig? Like, is this what you guys are doing full time, or you got the day job thing going on?
Oh, no,
I'm an electrician, and then I sit down and make silly videos.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, we got day jobs, all of us. You know, we
The
got,
four of us have
yeah,
day jobs.
so
I was just asking because, like, yeah, if venues are bad, like, I was going to ask about relocation, but I imagine you probably have family or jobs and stuff there, so that's probably not much of an option. Maybe at this stage.
Down the
yeah,
road.
probably.
Down the road. So,
Yeah.
do you guys have any covers that you like in your sets that you like to
You like to
do?
play?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some. You know, we have some of them. Recently, we have been playing "Built to Fold" by Trivium, and it's a cool one.
Yeah, we also played Stranded by Gojira. Before we also had a few from Metallica. You know,
I'm on a mark.
I'm on a
We
Mars,
have Pursuit of Vikings.
Pursuit of Vikings,
Iron Maiden,
Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, Number of the Beast.
Number of Biz by Iron Maiden, Sad But True by Metallica,
Sweating bullets.
Sweating Bullets by Megadeth. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to include them from time to time on the live show so they can make the
Keep
show.
the attention.
Yeah, to keep the attention of the people.
It's a good way to like connect with that audience who doesn't quite know. Like that way they can get into it and you can feed off that, especially as like the front man. Like that's you got to put your charisma into that, and that's probably a pretty good way to do it. I imagine.
Yeah. We try to include them, from time to time, and everything has been working. Not all originals, mostly originals, but some covers.
What's your typical set length? Like how long do they give you?
Probably an hour.
About an hour, 45.
45 minutes to 1 hour.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
normally,
That's a good amount
Damn
of time.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So we have like
Some-
one cover, and the rest are original songs.
Yeah. No. I get that. Yeah. So you guys have an hour of original material to fill out with it. Do you have any plans for studio albums at this point? Like in the near future?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. So, I mean, we recently sort of had a shift in our strategy. I mean, a few months back, you asked us that question. We would have said, yeah, we plan to have the album out by the end of the year. And we already have a few songs written and almost finished to have a good recording. But we're not too sure now because we're wondering if it's a better idea to have a few singles, to keep the people more or less interested, rather than having them wait maybe, I don't know, half a year to have an album and waiting for more material. We're sort of torn if we want to not losing the momentum that we had, but what do you do in the time that you're waiting for the album to come out, or between singles?
That is true. The internet works that way now too.
Yeah, the internet.
The single releases and
I've noticed that a lot, especially like on Bandcamp. There's a lot of bands because you'll pop up and they'll be like, they released a new single. You like this band? They did a new single, and you're like, look, okay, it's like bam, 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 the single for like the last year. They put out like a single a month. So that year between the time that they put that first single out and by the time their album comes out, you've got the entire album. But it's kept you interested long enough that by the time the actual physical, album or is available to purchase, you're like, yeah, dude, I need that because I've been listening to that for a year.
Especially if you guys are starting to implement more of like prog and time signature shifts, and if you guys are changing the writing style, I think the single thing is probably a good idea. Otherwise, you'd be in the studio with like one half of songs that sound like this and the other half of songs that sound like that, and maybe go together. So yeah, you're on it. You guys get it.
Yeah, hadn't thought of it that way. Like changing your style a little bit might help to have the people hearing constantly what you're changing to, right? Rather than just putting out the whole album and people are like, this isn't the band that I used to hear, right? So,
because if your first album's Metallica and your second album's Gojira, that's a big shift change right there.
okay.
Yeah,
I thought my music tastes were schizophrenic. That's pretty good though.
we tend to do that a lot, and yeah, you're right. I mean, I've been thinking about it. It's like, from the EP to, the 3 latest singles that we released last year, actually. You can tell the difference. You can totally tell the difference in style. And I mean, if you heard what we have been working on lately, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You know, yeah. I mean, who are you trying to be or whatever? So yeah. So we got that. We totally got that. So yeah.
Dude, I thought that was a child screaming.
No, that
No, that's that's the opener.
Yeah, it's cold. Ground children, So
Totally. I had a good question and I lost it. The screaming child window thing. No, you're good. That's my fault. I'm ditzy.
So do you, like me, I'm all across the board on my musical taste. And you're talking about, being influenced by Amon Amarth, Metallica, Gojira, Tool. That is drastic shift changes between. So do you ever try to mix, like, hey, these guitar riffs that we were playing when we were like, wanting to be a Metallica sound, man, that drum and it beat for like, comes off like almost Toolish, and you start putting all that stuff together to form like an amalgam of all of that.
Yeah, actually, we just did it in one song that we are writing at the moment. It's not finished, but we are giving it the basic details to start arranging it and then making solos and the vocals. But we have like one riff that goes on 4/4 signature, and then Jorge suggested to change it into a 7/4. So we are like shifting the same riff, but for 7/4 and then 4/4. We are basically doing that. So we have done. We are trying it, but it's difficult sometimes. Honestly. Yeah.
That's how a band. I mean, that's how a band finds their sound. That's how you do it. You start with foundation, like you're building the band you're trying to be, you're trying to mimic, and then you go from there. That's how everybody does it. That's how everybody creates anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, man.
I gotta ask, because this is the one we usually ask. How old were you guys when you started picking up instruments?
Oh, I was probably 14. 14, yeah, something when I first started playing guitar.
I think also it was 13 or 14. Yeah, I think 14.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
15 years, maybe.
15?
And I started actually like maybe around 8 or 9 years, but I started playing not bass.
A savant. No, that's awesome. I wish I'd started earlier for sure.
It was either that or band, So I was like, nah, let's go orchestra. So that's why I picked my.
I was the bass guitarist for my high school band. I'm not a bass guitarist. I play guitar, but they were like, "Oh, here, this is the same thing, right? Play this." All right, man.
Yeah, that's what they always do.
Dude, the year after I graduated, the marching band did I don't like Bon Jovi, but they did a Bon Jovi, like their music was Bon Jovi for the marching that year. But the year I was there, it was like George Gershwin or some shit like that. It was dumb. I was so mad. I felt like they did that on purpose just to piss me off the year after I graduated.
Yeah, probably they did. Yeah, probably.
I was trying to get them to let me shred in the stands during the football games, bro. It was like they wouldn't let me do it. Like, I got all the equipment myself. I'll bring it.
I remember the first year they added guitars to our marching band, and you had the 3 guys with guitars with their little amps attached to their backs playing, and you're just like, that's gotta be a pain in the ass.
Oh no, I didn't have to march. I was in the pit, so I just stood in front of everybody. I didn't have to do any marching. It was awesome. But my rig, I didn't have an amplifier. My rig was literally the bass plugged into these 2 like giant stage monitors. So it was just a fucking clean bass, no amp. I couldn't EQ it or do anything to it. You just plugged it in and they turned it up, and it like kind of made a sound. It was also in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. So
Yeah, I think they were trying to screw with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were totally trying to mix you up. That's for sure.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're not buying any. I was like, I have an amp. Just let me bring it.
Yeah.
They were not about it.
Sorry about it.
No, I've gotten over it. We're moved on. I'm not salty. So what are your plans? I usually ask the 5-year plan, but let's go the next year. Where do you guys want to be with the band by this time next year? What do you want to be doing?
We want to be playing more shows, but we were talking about it, and we want to play some shows in the US, that's for sure. So I was telling these guys, back in my hometown, like I said, it's like right on the border of Texas. So I know some guys, that there are, bands playing over there. So there's a growing scene over there, back in Laredo, different bands playing in the border in both sides, Mexico and US, and then Austin and Dallas, Texas. So I talked to these guys and they're like, you know what? We gotta join them, So next year we want to have some, a couple shows over there, and of course new music out.
Yeah, I think we are working to still launch more singles next year, at least 3 or 4 next year. Have more shows with local bands or another bands from other cities. We are considering to play maybe in the US if we have the opportunity, maybe in another country. We want to grow, but we have a lot of work to do if we pretend to accomplish these goals. So I think, is there any other thing you want to add?
And surely try to play outside this city. I've been playing here for maybe all this year.
A whole year.
All the year, yeah.
Every month.
Yeah.
The public is again.
That's a issue.
Well, I got some family in Texas, and I also got some friends in there, and they tell me that along the border area and actually coming up into like San Antonio and Seguin and Dallas and stuff like that, there is a big Mexican metal like renaissance going on down there, and you get a lot of the there's one band I heard, and I cannot remember them for the life of me because my oldest son's one of his older brothers brought me a CD, and it was a traditional sound, but it was too like not quite thrash, but really close power thrash metal with traditional Mexican influences, and that shit blew me away. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it was because I listened to it like twice, and then he took a CD back. So,
Okay.
And Texas is a legendary metal scene. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what it's like now, but like there was that Texas, Louisiana area bred Pantera and a whole bunch of other bands. I was just did a bunch of research on that actually.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Noticed.
And I mean, I think there's a lot of like impulse, like a lot of good wishing. I mean, there's a lot of metal bands here in Mexico. I think one of the main problems that we have is Querétaro, our city, maybe not the best for metal. There are little cities like around us that have a little bit more of an active metal scene, and we would like to take advantage of those opportunities, right? But also, I mean, in the end, it's going international. I think is at least for us, something that would be really big. I mean, even if we only have like just one gig, in another country, doesn't matter. that's enough for us.
You made it at that point, yeah.
Yeah, it's international band. Cool.
And listening to you guys play, you definitely do not. I mean, this is. I don't want to come off bad or anything like that, but you guys definitely have the effect is that you don't have a lockdown. People be like, oh, that's a Mexican band or that's this kind of band. It's across the board. You wouldn't know where you guys are from when you're up there playing. Your vocals, your shreds, everything is universal. and
Are you
not
expecting them to
regional.
shred in Spanish?
Yeah. Well, no, there's a feel to it. There's
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I can tell if Bruja's on the radio or some other band because you can hear it from a distance. You can tell what it is. So you know what I'm saying. I bad at.
No, you would fit right in, and you guys aren't boxed.
Yeah, you guys
into-
aren't boxed in any way.
in the sound, like
Yeah.
fucking outside of even where you're from, just like who your influences are. You mix them together very well, and you seem like a band that has the door open, and you're not going to get locked into. You don't want to end up with the Metallica reputation. You know what I mean? The fucking losing that thrash metal influence kind of thing. So, but yeah, I think you guys got a good opportunity to basically create whatever sound you want.
Heck yeah.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys got the talent for it. Like,
Oh hell yeah.
and the way you guys talk about writing, like writing is big for you. I can tell. I mean, at least that's from what you're telling me. Like that's mostly what you're doing right now is writing in a very proactive way. It's not just dumping riffs, or it's not just one of you guys writing the song and showing it to everyone else and being like, okay, you know what I mean? Because there are bands like Dave Mustaine writes the song and then he hires a bunch of people to be Megadeth.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's what we wanted to avoid from first place. We want. I mean, all of us, we want to feel like we are in this together. And we are, riding together, and we're a family, and let's treat each other like that, right? So, musically speaking, that's what we do too. So
You're four pieces of a whole, and not one guy who has the rest of the band. You come together as a cohesive unit, and you guys are killing it. So
you guys have any fucking terrible show stories? Not like you bombing, but like crazy shit happening. Like a guy vomiting blood in the front row or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
well, that hasn't happened.
No, I think
Oh. Oh, and you're not doing it right.
you're not doing it.
Bro,
No bags been pulled yet, huh?
we're not right there.
No. So, I mean, we don't have. I don't think any like bad experiences right now. I think we should have it. It'd be cool. Like for these interviews, like one time this one guy just broke his arm or whatever. No, I don't know. But we do have some good ones. Like we went to what's it called? Huichapan. Yeah. There's
It's a little town.
a little town in another state,
like 1
close
hour
by.
over here.
Yeah, and it was really cool because I think that was the first time that we went to another city in another state.
Yeah.
And I remember that we were up on the stage, and there was this mosh pit in front of us, and that was like the first time we ever had something like that in our shows. And I guess you always remember your first mosh, right? When you see the guys down there just turning and going around in circles. At least that's for me one of the best moments.
And also because we were 4 bands on that show, and from the 4 bands, we were the only ones that could make people react like that. So we started seeing people like.
They went nuts,
Yeah, and that was like very, very, very good for me. The sensation was, I think it's the only. How to say?
the only time
the only time that we saw that in a live show, and the sound was incredible. We sounded very clear. Everything was really well equalized, so it was the best show so far for me.
And after the show, everyone got wasted. So yeah.
That's another story.
That's another story.
Hell yeah.
Why'd you wait till after?
Oh man. So I know this is bad, but I'm sitting here editing, working on my other shows and stuff, and I was listening to your guys play. I had you in the background, and I realized, man, the whole entire time I'm sitting there editing, my head's bobbing, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what you need is when you don't pay attention and you're working and your head's still like, and I'm typing, editing, doing shit, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
You guys just need to get in front of the right audience. I think you're right.
I think you guys are you're just going to have that one show that you're going to, just and it's gone. And we talked to some other bands and they've done self-promotion shows. So I don't know, if you got a good group of people that you're
That's a
running
tough
with,
thing
maybe
to
some
do,
other
though.
bands, get together, rent out a club, run your own shows so that you can get more, you're not underneath the thumb of a booker, you're not underneath the thumb of a venue. You're doing it yourself. You're doing your show. You got your guys that you're bringing in that you like. If you can do that, local guys until you headline your own show that way. And but damn, I'm serious. You guys are like, damn. I'm not gonna
You gotta have the potential audience for and capital, like money, but you gotta have the audience for that. And from what they're saying, like the audience in their immediate area,
you might have to go to town over or something.
Yeah,
like that,
kind of weak.
Yeah, exactly. That's been the problem. I mean, we haven't been, as you said, we haven't been like doing our own shows. I mean, we haven't been like organizing them and everything. There's this guy who reached out to us last year, and he was like, hey, I want to tour with you guys, and we want to do this whole big thing, and that's the way he sold it to us, little motherfucker. But anyway, but it's been good. I mean, it's been okay. But to be honest with you, he's not getting the right audience. He's not getting the people we need.
But I think that's another thing we need to work out at the moment. We need to find our audience, because sometimes our social media, it's working just fine. We post a video, we post a photo, and gets a lot of reactions and comments. And sometimes almost 4 people are liking it. So I think we have to work on that also.
Yeah, totally.
The other thing is
yeah, I would advise putting a lot of energy into that and thinking of it mechanically. That's a good idea, because I have the same problem where I think today I posted a video that wasn't normal. Like I usually script them, scripted videos that I speak, and I put one out. It was just a clip of one of a different podcast, the podcast I do on my own, and it's about like Eddie Van Halen. That's a big subject for me. Anytime I talk about Eddie, he's a big draw for what I do, and yeah, nothing, just crickets. So
it's
social media's a bitch, but I would advise putting energy into it for sure. I think that the internet means that your immediate audience is not the only one you are potentially exposed to. So
yeah, because man, you guys now have the world at your beck and call. Where back in the day when I was a kid, young, working with bands and stuff like that, you did flyers. You went and you're out there busting your ass. You're going to record shops. You're going to music stores. You're going to the freaking newsstand and putting your flyer inside of a ripped magazine, putting it back on the shelf so somebody can find it later.
It was pretty hard to get you attention from the public, because we have internet now.
Yeah.
But it should be easier.
Yeah, but to be honest, also, I mean, I don't know about
so many more people out there now that you have to compete with. So yes, you do have the world at your beck and call, but you also got 1,000 other bands that hanging out waiting to get that.
there is a game to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like when you play your shows, make sure you got like somebody filming just everything with their phone for you to put up. Like that, those are cool. I like seeing like backstage stuff. But just supplemental to just the music itself, for sure.
Yeah, so they get to know you as people, as a band,
right.
And not just be the faces that they see on stage. You get
especially if you're gonna, if you're still working out and evolving your sound in the way that you guys are talking about. I think bringing you as personalities into that could be a big connector. So they'll evolve with you as people, and as you guys become more cohesive as a band, and get reps in, and you guys write different and better and more intricate songs, like they'll grow with you, and that's how you build You just need like a foundation, which isn't. You don't need a bajillion, but you need a good fucking few thousand people who are just like fucking crazy for you, and they'll tell all their friends. So
Yeah, because
you guys got it. You guys got something.
Okay, well, yeah, continue.
You guys have all just from talking to you for a few minutes, you guys have very distinct personalities. You are, you listening to your music. You guys, like I said, I think you guys could be the soon. So, I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed for you guys because, like I said, there's something about, like I said, the personality, music, the fact that you guys are trying to maneuver away from where you grew up with what the music is to evolve your own music, and you're not just doing a complete 180 or doing something like that. You're evolving that instead of like, okay, well now we're this kind of band, and I don't think that works when bands, because that's when you lose all your people that have been there forever, is when you decide to change your whole musical sound from one album to the next. But if you evolve it over a couple albums or even some singles, people will be like, yeah, dude, you listen to this new song, man, they got that. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Like slowly digging it, like I think, bands like, for example, he loves Side Losses. I think Side Losses have been doing that, for a while. Like
they launched 3 singles before the new album, and they were like going in the direction of the newest album, kind of, but less metalcore and more thrash. But now they are more metalcore with some thrash. So yeah, I think if you launch more singles, then you don't get like caught in some stereotypical
genre
sound.
Yeah.
So you can evolve, and it's more easier for it, and it's easier for the people to accept it.
Yeah, the game is working really hard until you get lucky. There is luck involved. That's just kind of how things work now.
That's the way.
Either that, or
But
if you're an American,
just make sure, like, show up every day and knock on the door until somebody opens it. That's kind of how it works.
Sometimes you got to kick that door in, though.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, we joke around though around here because we get a lot of these guys who may not have the most talent, but their parents have the most money.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. I don't know if that's down in your way or not, but it's kind of bad around here because we get these guys that do the pay to play and stuff like that, and their parents or their family members or whatever, they just dump money in it to make sure that their kids or their significant other or whatever is playing, and they're not good, but they're always out, they're always touring, and they're always playing, and you're just like, how much money are you spending on the off chance that but do sheer repetition, people are like, oh yeah, hey, this band's playing. Oh fuck, I saw them before. They're okay. So it's like they don't have to be good, they only had to be an okay. So that's one of the unfortunate things if you're up here is what sucks. But like I said, I don't know if it's down there or not, but it's bad up here.
It happens here too. It happens. Like we see it all the time. Yeah, as you said, they're not that good, but they just got the money.
Yep.
They got the money, and they don't mind spending it. So yeah, we don't have the money, so but
you got to be good.
We got to be good because we don't have the money.
You don't have money enough not to be good.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, at the end it'll probably be a blessing. That struggle creates diamonds.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not struggling, you're like not making good music.
No.
Sometimes that's what happens with a lot of bands. They start off, struggling, and they make really great music, and then once they got it like all free, I don't know, they change. And that's disappointing.
That's why so many bands, their first album is like their best album, because that's with all the heartache and pain that they go through to put that first album together. And then they always have, then you get the sophomore slump, and then their third album.
Ride the Lightning is fucking amazing. Get the fuck out of here, sophomore slump.
Yes.
Shit.
I agree with you.
Some of my favorite bands are the second album, so I can't say nothing like that.
I I agree on that. I mean, I saw an article about this guy from Destruction saying how mad he is, and when he started Destruction, he was like a mad teenager, and now he's a mad old man, and he was like, how can Metallica be mad if they're rich, if they're a millionaire, and that's why they don't do good thrash anymore? And it's like, dude, if you're happy, you can make good thrash too, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
No, I think
I'm not mad all the time,
no.
I'm mad when I'm
Yeah.
happy. I should be writing
Yeah,
songs.
it's you want to get there. You want to get to the Sellout album, all right? Where that's the carrot at the end of the stick that makes all the ones before it good. You know what I mean? So by the time you guys get to the Black album, you're gonna be fucking
Yeah.
cohesive.
Yeah, like I said, you guys are kicking ass, and if we're doing this, finding bands, helping bands out to help get more of the word out, further out, and
I want to say try. We're still very in our infancy here.
Yeah.
So
we're still fumbling along, just like a toddler at this point. So
yeah.
even though both of our other shows are doing well, this show's like
us individually are that shit's working out. But together trying to get people over here, it's been weird, but it's just a matter of time.
Yep.
I think you guys. So you guys are all self-produced. You're not with any sort of
Record label?
No.
Yeah, label or any. Would you guys be cool with us putting in one of your songs at the end of this podcast? Not like live with us here, like in post-production.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Please.
Please.
No.
Oh yeah. Is what I do is when I edit the episode together, I'll take out the screw ups where we lost you a couple times, whatever, and we'll fix that. And at the end, I always put the credits. I put where people can find you on social media, your website, your all that fun stuff, and then I usually put your music over the end of the episode. So as you're looking at the credits and stuff like that, your music's playing. I put the outro music, the title of the music, your band name, all that stuff at the end. So make sure people hear you and know who you are. So
Definitely.
What the fuck does BREKSIR mean? Where did you?
Here it goes. Okay, that's
long story short. Story.
That's a fun story. I mean, as I said before, this guy joined us. Jorge joined us in 2019, back in 2019, and back then we were BREKSIR. That's what we were back then. It's that's this thing right here. This is a BREKSIR, actually. So it's basically a Norse compass, a Norse compass. Guided by the gods, things like that, to keep you on the way, in the right way, and things like that. So I like the concept, but people could not learn that name. People could not learn it. People would not pronounce it well. And it would not stick enough. So we were trying to find new ideas, and we made up. No, we didn't make it up. Sorry, BREKSIR. We made it up. So we found Burkina. That's another rune. That's more like blooming and being lively and things like that. That's very, very shiny things. In Norse mythology. So the problem with that is that it already existed. I think it's a jazz band.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a jazz band. It's already on Spotify. So I looked it up and it never existed. So we were struggling. And Jorge came up with the idea, hey, why don't we just combine the two names that we like the most and make a combination.
Yeah.
We made that up, right?
That's awesome.
that's great.
I love
That is
it.
fun. So
And it sounds more powerful.
yeah.
And there is no fucking way someone has that name, So
No one has the name.
Yeah,
No
so-
one has the name.
Dude, 20 years ago, I was Googling names to make sure I wasn't stealing someone's name, and it was like, it was crazy. So I can't believe there's anything left at this point. So yeah, good on you.
That's why they have to keep adding words. That's why it's no longer just one word.
Yeah, that's why
like-
everybody's name
yeah.
is fucking a whole phrase. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in the day. I when I formed my first band, This is to tell you how old I was. It was during Terminator 2, and we were No Fate. And the cover was the picnic table where she had described no fate except for the fate we make for ourselves. And we thought it was badass. And then and then I find out later once the internet opened up because there's no internet back then. I'm like, oh shit, there's like 20 bands called No Fate. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
my one of my old singles, like the album art was a parody of Chuck Palahniuk's Choke. I don't know why I just remembered that. I bet that sounds so stupid. The cover of the book, it's like a book cover. It looks like an anatomy poster. And it was, we were just into it, that book and that movie back then. It's so stupid now that I think about it. Why did we do that?
Well, I always ask this because I always ask, what was your first band's name? Because everybody's embarrassed by it.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Oh, no.
The first band that I
Have-
had, that I created, that I fronted. No, I didn't even front that shit. We were only two people. I mean, but we had the dream. I mean, I was like 16 years old, and I, got together with one of my friends, one of my best friends, and I was like, "Hey, you want to make a band?" I mean, I'm really excited, and I'm just learning how to play guitar, and just we got together and we had this band called Black Snakes. That's
Black Snake.
Black Snakes. That was the first band that I ever.
That wasn't,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
because of the Black Snake of the Black Album, Metallica or something.
No.
Oh, okay.
When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a herpetologist, and I really liked snakes and reptiles and all of it. I wanted to study that shit.
Oh, I thought he said dermatologist. I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with snake?
That's strange. Yeah.
No, I wanted to be a herpetologist. I really like
Herpetologist,
snakes,
man.
and I was always wearing black, so I was like, hey, why not black snakes? And so,
Very intelligent, yeah.
yeah, I was very smart, but of course that went to hell like real quick.
My first band's name, I didn't name it. I was like recruited into the band as a rhythm or a second guitarist, and it was called Violent Ritual, and we were like 15. And then that lasted all of 3 months because the lead guitarist, the guy didn't like that I was like trying to add to the songs he had already written. So I was like trying to participate in the activity of writing music in my band. Who would have fucking thought?
We
He
don't do
did
that.
not like it, so that didn't work well. And then I was in a death metal band for like 3 months called Demonic Age. So it was dumb. We did one song. It might exist on the internet somewhere, but it's awful. Like we recorded it back in the day, man. We used to get like any microphone that would fucking was a microphone. It didn't matter if it wasn't like studio equipment. It was just like something from Radio Shack.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'd have to take our boots, our fucking combat boots that we were wearing, and put the microphone on the top of the combat boot because it just kind of happened to be right where the speaker was in the cab. And yeah, so everything just sounded like we recorded it on a fucking dude. Those old Metallica like power metal and No Life to Leather, those sound way better than anything I made back then. God, it was awful.
That's
We had some experience with that kind of recording back in the day.
yeah.
We recorded our first songs when we were 17 with an old iPhone from no people. How do you call that?
An old scammer motherfucker. That's what he was,
But we
I mean-
recorded some songs with that iPhone, and that was like our first recordings, and we were like so proud of that. And you can hear to that now, and it's like very cheery. So it's like, man,
Don't lose them though, man. I tell you what, like I'd kill all of my stuff. Like lived on MySpace for like the longest time, and then in 2019, MySpace broke, and they like lost all of their audio files. So now it's all gone. I have like, I can't find most of it. I was able to get in touch with my dad who had a CD of shit that I gave him. So I did get to recover some of it, but none of that old stuff. Like there's a fucking cover of Jump in the Fire somewhere that ends with Nana's 99 Luft balloons. It was so stupid.
I gotta find. I fronted a friend's band because their lead singer had blown out his voice, and I just happened to be at the club hanging out with them that night. And I sang a punk rock version of Garth Brooks's "Friends in Low Places" that appeared on their album. And I used to have that, and I have no clue. I wish I could find it. I've tried looking it up on the internet and stuff.
Don't lose them. It'll make you sad if you lose them. They suck. They'll make you cringe every time you hear them. You won't want anyone else in the world to hear them. But if you lose them, it'll break your heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still have those recordings. Yeah, I mean, I still have them.
Oh yeah.
I got them on an old PlayStation 3. You know. So, yeah.
As a guy who sells PlayStation 3s because I own a video game store, watch that shit because they will go south on you really fucking quick out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude, fine. Back that shit up.
Yeah, your hard drive will just
dead hard drive somewhere
crash.
That I was like trying to recover myself a couple weeks ago, and I won't throw it away. It doesn't work. I don't think it'll ever work again, and I don't have money to send it to a specialist. But I'm not going to throw it away because it might have something on it. So.
Yeah, totally.
That's just me. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Keep that shit. Hold on to that shit.
Hell yeah, keep it. Keep everything, man. If you old flyers, T-shirts that you make up, man, always keep at least one for yourself. Always keep.
You guys do a lot of filming the process. Do you have a guy holding the phone? Like, if you guys are writing together, do you film it? Even just for like your own remembering what the fucking riff sounded like, kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have we record everything, and mostly Joe is the one who does it. But we have a lot of memories of every single day that we work on something, even if it's a playthrough video or recording of the song. I don't know, maybe 40 minutes ago, I made a little video for the interview. So we record almost everything we do together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I always have my phone in my hand, recording everything we do. I think sometimes I do it to piss these guys off, but it's like, but it's like, yeah, we record everything, And in terms of shows, I mean, there's always a guy taking pictures and sometimes videos. I wish we had more live videos for sure. I think we have been focusing a lot on pictures,
yeah,
and not so much on videos. So I think we need to do that more live,
Yeah, I think live videos like that would be great for like social media promotion. And that like the writing process stuff for the just dicking the fuck around and trying to piss everybody off. That's awesome. Put that up too. That kind of shit. That's awesome.
One of my favorite things was an interview they did with Keith Richards back in the day, and they were talking about how they all got screwed up, messed up. They had a tape recorder, and it recorded everything that happened that night. And they wake up the next day, and they hit play, and he's like, Keith Richards, you can't understand a word he says anyways. He's like, yeah, I see, I hit his button, and it's like, and then it's like, da, 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 da. He's like, right, this is what we got right there, It's like, I don't know, like you get one of the most well-known guitar riffs in the world, and it was just by accident because they happened to record it because they were screwed up high and couldn't remember what they played the night before.
That's how you do it, dude. Sometimes I'll be driving home from work and I'll have to like start a band or whatever the fucking riff is in my head because I'll fucking forget it. I will forget it.
Yeah, it happens. It does happen, man. It has happened to us.
Yeah,
it's like
many times.
Like one day I'm with these guys in rehearsal and I'm like, oh, look at this riff, check it out, and like don't forget it because we don't have time and we just put everything in and we gotta go somewhere else. So don't forget it. The next day, like, do you remember the riff? Oh shit, no, I don't. And I try to play it and it's like, oh man, fuck me. It's like. It happens. It
doesn't get easier when you get older. So
yeah, no, it's only gonna get tougher.
So where can people find you guys on social media and stuff?
Well,
do your thing.
Well, people can find your thing. If you go to Instagram, we're gonna be official BREKSIR. Just like that, official BREKSIR. Facebook BREKSIR. YouTube as BREKSIR Band. We are also on TikTok. I will on Bandcamp as BREKSIR. We're on TikTok too as official BREKSIR too. Yeah. We got Twitter, well X now, and
we got X.
We
are on Metal Archives also.
As BREKSIR, there you can find us in Metal Archives. So basically, we're everywhere. And if you listen to Spotify or Deezer or Amazon Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, we're there as BREKSIR. Apple Music, yeah.
Everywhere.
We try to be everywhere.
Every time.
You guys got any merch available for people?
Yeah, dude. I'll wear your shirts, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thanks. I mean, we got some T-shirts. We gotta make some more.
Yeah, we
gotta make some more because fortunately we have sold some of them. We haven't sold all of them, but we got some T-shirts. We got some stickers. Yeah.
So you guys are on the right track because all I typed in Google was BREKSIR, and their little Chat GPT thing. BREKSIR is a heavy/thrash metal band from.
Nice.
I can't say that. I'm sorry. but yeah, no, all your stuff. All you type in is BREKSIR. That's the best. That's the best test.
Yep.
You put in the one word without all the officials or the underscores, the numbers, and this whole first page is just you guys.
All right, awesome.
You got it.
We did
that. Yeah. And always, I know this is going to sound dumb. Make sure you got extra large T-shirts. Like the last 4 concerts I've been to, no extra large T-shirts.
Man.
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure. I think I got one for me, but
extra large.
I don't know if it's extra large or just large, but I took one of them because I'm a big guy, so I need them. But yeah, we got some T-shirts, we got some stickers, we got some. What else we got?
We got pins, we got stickers, we got the T-shirts, we got what other thing? Wow, we have the artworks, but the reproductions of our
latest single. Can you?
I will. Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Look, let me show you guys. The record.
Holy shit!
This is we got the cover of our latest singles right here.
Oh, metal, bro.
That's shit.
Painting, and we have the replicas here.
The replicas over here, and we got them, and they are for sale. So
yeah. Look, yeah. That's the cover to your upcoming album, you said?
That's the cover of our latest 3 singles.
Oh, 3 singles. Okay.
Yeah, we released them last year. Kill the Beast Before It Kills You. That's the name of it. That's right here. Kill the Beast Before It Kills You. So
it was made.
It was made by one local artist. Friend
of us.
Friend of us. So it's like Oleum, and we used this for the 3 singles: "Kill the Beast Before It Kills You," "Battle Stamford Bridge," and "Endless Nightmare." So this is
it's metal. That's got that Pushead vibe to it, bro.
Hell yeah,
I love it.
That is neat as shit. That needs to be hanging on my wall.
Awesome, yeah.
Heck yeah,
definitely.
Do you guys got any upcoming shows or anything coming up you want to tell anybody about?
Well, over here, yeah, we got, I think it's the last show of the year.
1 month from now.
1 month from now, actually. It's on, November 18th. Local, it's going to be here. I don't think there's a venue for that. I think
no, we don't have it. It's going to be like a little metal festival with local bands. So it's going to be 1 month. In 1 month, we are going to.
Yeah,
that's our last show for the year, I think.
And we got to be programming, everything for next year, including what I was telling you about, traveling a lot. And yeah, I guess.
Sweet. Well, man, I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys are kick-ass. You guys seem to have your shit together. And, you got to evolve and move forward. And you guys are evolving and moving forward already. You guys seem like a really good cohesive unit. And that's one thing you really need is a cohesive unit. Coming from a guy, my first band I told you about, No Fate, it was me and a drummer. I played bass, and we brought in 2 other guys, and we split up during our first practice as a band because I got pissed off and walked away. So I took my ball and went home.
Literally.
It was my music. I wrote it. I did all the lyrics. I wrote most of the music with my drummer and everything. And then the other two guys came in and immediately wanted to take over. And I was like, whatever, guys, you want this band? It's yours. This is my music. You guys, I'm out. And I walked out. First practice. So
That was fast. That escalated quickly. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the worst part about it is the drummer and I had been together for like a year, just playing and coming up with music and doing stuff and whatever. Then my second band, I had one called Wormhole, and we were just legit guys that hung out in my comic shop, played when we had downtime until we became like actually pretty good. And then it just sort of like, we all moved on. We all did our own thing and moved off. And then the drummer, he passed away, and the guitar player went his way, and I went my way, and I was the only one that had a family, and those guys were single, so it just went. So that was just for fun. We just had a blast. We did a cover of NXS's New Sensation.
Yeah,
and my wife was like, "Don't you ever play that song again?" because that was right after. I'm not gonna lie, that was right after that guy had got busted. You know, he died from autoerotic asphyxiation, and we thought that was hilarious. Ironically enough, and we put it in the music. And she's like, "No." So, but no, it's been a blast, guys. You guys are fun. Like I said, I think you guys are on the cusp of finding something big, and
You got something.
I'm pulling for you guys. You're kicking ass, and like I said, when I'm sitting here editing, I listen to music all the time. It's what I do when I edit, and I just edit. I don't think about it, and when I'm sitting here, just like, and my head's going, and I'm editing, and I'm like, yes, this is what you need, is when it gets you when you're not even paying attention. And that's what you guys did to me today. And I cannot praise that enough. So when it catches you off guard and you enjoy it that much without knowing you're enjoying it, that's the sign of good music. So
awesome.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate it. I mean, we're glad we caused that effect on you. So, and it's made us very happy today. So,
well, we're glad you guys came on, and whenever you guys get your next album together, or if you guys figure out like a tour or something, let us know. We'll get you back on. You can tell us about it and all that fun stuff like that. So,
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, when you do get a guy who breaks his arm at the show, I think the biggest asset on top of like the fact that your music is good is your branding is fucking on point. You guys, like the name. Whoever's doing this, I just saw this tour poster, the BREKSIR tour poster. Whoever the fuck made that thing was metal. It's like a fucking giant octopus. It was cool as shit. No, you guys are, you got it. You just got to get out there.
yeah,
I'll do what I can. We'll see.
yep, that's what we're trying. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell everybody. Because sometimes, man, I get at the shop, I turn your music on, and I can turn music on in the background, and people always ask me what I'm listening to. Now I'll turn you guys on there at the shop, and people can ask me what you're listening to.
hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem, guys. So, well, we'll let you guys go, and like I said, it's been a great time talking to you guys. You guys are phenomenal, and I can't wait for something big to happen to you guys. So,
Appreciate it.
you know,
Thank you guys for having us. It's been a blast, and we had a lot of fun.
Thank you very much for your time and the space. And well, again, thank you.
You guys, listen, if you guys need, or whoever runs your social media, if you ever need like social media help, just my DMs are open, HawKNLoaD everywhere. So,
All right, man.
Well, I think we will take that.
Yeah, we will take that. Sure.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Take care, gentlemen. Have a good night and enjoy.
You guys take care. Have a nice night too. See you around.
Later, boys.
See ya.